I'm just going to start by saying today's video quality is going to be hot trash. The good news is that since I don't have my good microphone, probably won't pick up the huge breaths I normally take between sentences. My name is Lauren Knighty. I am a psychiatric evaluator. I'm not a licensed physician. I'm not here to diagnose anybody. I don't know anyone involved in this case personally. I just want to make it clear that these are my opinions and beliefs based on publicly available information. Um, Please don't sue me. I mean, I don't really have anything for you to take anyways, except for like a lot of credit card debt. Actually, if you want to take that, that would be great. The reason I first started talking about this case was I was seeing so many comments online saying Laura Owens was like severely mentally ill, that she's insane, that she needs to be locked in a mental institution. And I personally believe that none of those things are necessarily true. Yes, she might have mental illness. It's not my job to speculate on, what that might be. So I'm not going to do that. I guess I have a lot of experience just kind of differentiating between like true psychosis or true suicidality versus malingering, and that's why this really kind of piqued my interest. It's really easy for people to hear about this or read about this and say like, oh my God, that's so crazy. Why would anyone do that? This person must be insane. This is not somebody who seems like they have trouble figuring out what's right and wrong. It's not like they're incapable of knowing what they're doing is going to hurt somebody or that it's wrong. This seems like pretty intentional, pretty calculated, and I don't believe that she's delusional. I believe she's diabolical. Another thing I will say is that, like, when Dave or Megan Fox or whoever else is talking about this stuff or like reading over the records and pointing stuff out that's like inconsistent. I sometimes see people say like, how could you do this to like a mentally ill person? Or like clearly she's like very ill and like you're being disgusting. And again, I'm gonna say that's kind of bullshit. I think that's saying somebody, like, oh, they might be mentally ill or something like that, and using that as kind of a shield to say like nobody should be talking about this. I think that that's really doing a disservice to the victims in this case. A lot has happened since I last talked about this case, and most recently, one of the things that stuck out to me was she appears to have at some point faked cancer. Now, could those documents have been faked by somebody else, like she's now claiming? Sure, but I don't believe that. Now, I've never had an ex fake a pregnancy by me because that would be some kind of medical miracle, and honestly, I would claim that because that'd be pretty fucking impressive. But I have had an ex fake cancer, and it was a truly horrible time in my life. I remember, having my ex when she told me she had brain cancer. Um, and the things she did and the lengths she went to were like so drastic. And I remember I became isolated from the rest of my friends. The things that were important to me in my life kind of went on the back burner. I was swimming at the time, and had these huge milestones coming up, and I underperformed and I didn't do my best because I was up late at night taking care of her. She said she needed things. She would even fake convulsions. It was ridiculous. And looking back on it now, I know that it was obviously not real, but at the time it felt very real because you think, why would somebody who claims to love me this much do this to me? It doesn't make sense. If you're not the type of person who would ever do that to somebody, you can't conceive that they would do that to you. Like, it's very hard. It's very hard. And then you feel like shit if you kind of confront them about it or if you like bring it up because then it's like, how could you accuse me of that? Or like, how could you think I would do that? That's awful. It makes you feel awful. I lost so much. I missed out on so much, and I will never get that time back. My ex wasn't crazy, but she never admitted that she didn't have cancer. She never told the truth. Even when confronted with undeniable evidence, she would never admit it. And so for Clayton Echard, I don't believe that Laura Owens will ever admit she faked a pregnancy. The outcome of this court case may be the only closure he ever gets. It may be the only thing he can point to in the future if those kind of doubts and the damage that she did mentally and emotionally kind of creep back in. He could point to that and be like, no, I was right. This is somebody who abused me. So I really hope that this court case turns out in his favor. If it goes on as scheduled, then I plan to be there, not because I, hate Laura Owens or anything like that, not out of animosity and because I want to see her, flail or whatever. It's because I want to show support for somebody who seems to have done a lot of good for a lot of people, and has been treated unfairly. I'm going to reiterate these are my opinions and beliefs based on what I know. Um, and my opinions are not those of my employers or anyone else's. If you call the FBI, please tell them that.